So as you can see, I've imported my teeth into an editing software. We're only going to edit the uppers of the teeth. So this is the final file that the orthodontist sent me, but I decided to modify it a little bit because the trays did not track 100%. This is common with orthodontic Invisalign cases. Usually the patient needs a couple more trays to complete the desired look of the treatment. This happens extremely often, and my case is kind of complex because it requires extrusions and intrusions and a good amount of attachments, so I'm going to need more trays. I have a black triangle here. This tooth did not fully extrude properly. It also did not fully rotate, so it's straight here, but it's a little bit rotated. It was supposed to move into this position, but it didn't track properly because I had issues with the attachment placement. Overall, all of the teeth tracked pretty well. Everything on this side tracked extremely well up to here. All of these attachments were very helpful. They worked properly. Everything went well with those. And you could see that they're square, larger attachments. And on the other side, this attachment failed. I had to redo it, which also happens during Invisalign cases. I made a mistake. This one failed and I redid it and it's currently on there, but the tooth, like I said, did not track properly. This one did not track properly. This tooth, the attachment failed once on this side. All of them were correct because they were bigger and it was easier to do. When they're smaller like this, it's more meticulous and it's harder. So I would honestly avoid attachments like this if you plan on doing this yourself. So, like I said, there was a black triangle here, and that is one of my main concerns. Also, this entire side is just still a bit wider on my actual teeth. This isn't going to portray what I'm explaining because what I'm explaining is about my actual smile. So this is the final occlusion that the orthodontist that I hired to 3D design my plan came to. So this is a good result if it was to track 100%, and that came down to his attachment placement one and my competence when doing the Invisalign procedure. And I've seen Invisalign cases that I've done better than. So for my first attempt at doing this at home, this was extremely successful and it worked great. My dentist has seen she hasn't batted an eye, you know. This is high quality stuff that I'm doing, but yeah, it does take a long time and it takes a while to learn. What I'm going to do to correct this here is I'm going to modify this final scan. What I'm doing here is trying to manipulate the teeth without having to go and get another scan, because getting another scan is a hassle. I will do it soon, but I just wanted to be able to print this and do this today. I can do this all in one day. I'm going to make multiple new trays for myself in one day with 3D design, and it's going to be simple. I'm going to be able to do it easily. It's crazy how much orthodontists charge for this kind of stuff, and this is honestly just dental work. Like, it isn't professional enough to have to go to school for years for it. But you do need to know what you're doing. Obviously, you know, you can't just jump into this without knowing what you're doing because you're going to mess something up. You need to do research beforehand. And if you do your research, it'll show. So let me move on to how I'm going to move my teeth here. And also, you could see the attachments are on the teeth because that is how this 3D file is. So the 3D file has the attachments already on the teeth. Another thing I forgot to mention is that my two front teeth are porcelain. So I was not able to bond attachments to my teeth because I would have had to buy more equipment, and I didn't do that. So the reason that these did not track properly. And I'm honestly fine with that because now I can do what I'm about to do, and I'm going to correct the issue pretty well. And then once I need to go and get another scan to get everything 100% accurate, I'm going to go schedule an appointment, get a 3D scan, And then we're going to get another plan made by the orthodontist, and then it will be the final treatment. So far, this has gone very well for me, and I'm just doing some refinements right now throughout the treatment. Once it's done, like I said, gonna go get the scan and stuff. But let me show you what I'm gonna do with this. The scan that was taken is never going to be 100% accurate, and that's why I have to get more trays. And that's why people often have to get more trays, because these 3D scans, throughout the process, you're 3D scanning someone's teeth, you're 3D printing that scan, and then you're forming a piece of plastic to it. And in the end, there is going to be some distortion in the final product, so it's not going to be 100%. It can never be 100%. So if your teeth are pretty straight already, then you're going to get a good result with Invisalign. If your teeth don't really need any extrusions and you just have small gaps to close, you're going to get a good result. It's going to be simple and you're not going to need any attachments. But if you had a complex case like this where you needed all the teeth to have attachments bonded to them, it's pretty likely that you will have to get more trays added. But yeah, so now let me explain how I'm going to do this. So in real life, the bottom part of the teeth here touch, and then there's a whole open space here. The teeth are both positioned diagonally towards each other, and they're touching each other at this point. What I would need to do here is, I can actually see it. The angle of this needs to come in more, and I've already adjusted it a little bit on this. That was just to test out certain things, but let me just reset this to 0 here. So now you can really see it. This is not a normal contour here. So you can see by the top of this gun line that the teeth aren't even properly aligned here in the front incisors. This gum line doesn't really look right. And the tooth peaks kind of here, but then it's positioned over here. The peak should be in the middle. This should be over here more. The inside of here is not accurate at all on this 3D scan. But luckily, we can look at the real life example and then create the plan based off of that. Kind of like how braces are done. The orthodontist goes in, looks at where the teeth need to be moved, and then the braces are set. And then a month later, the orthodontist will check until the process is done. So I have done the same thing already, looking at myself in the mirror and analyzing where the teeth didn't track properly. So the teeth didn't track properly here, like I said, all this stuff. Analyzed roughly how many millimeters I need to move this stuff. So nothing here has been moved. This one's been moved. Let me just reset all this to 0 real quick, and then I'll do it again. Was just testing some stuff out earlier to make sure I do this correctly. Anyways, this tooth is, in real life, it's extruded a little bit lower, and it's tipped at the root this way more, so it comes in like this. You can't tell off of this because the ortho just 3D designed it to the best of his ability with the scan that he was provided, and I can't knock it. You know, it was good. I got good movement up until the point of the treatment I'm at now. So now we're going to have to add more trays and stuff. I have a current photo of my teeth here that I'm going to go off of so I can accurately do this treatment. So the first tooth that I plan on moving is going to be this one. This is the outlier. This one has the worst tracking. So first of all, I'm moving the anchor point to a point in a similar area where the teeth are touching. So now we have the anchor point set on the left incisor. Let's go to the right incisor, change the anchor point, doing the same thing, changing it to where the teeth were touching at. Probably about there. I'm just imagining where this point would be because it doesn't show it on this. So this tooth is going to need more tipping inwards from the top in. So I'm going to do, we'll start with a This is, okay, perfect. So this is a perfect movement. Now that I'm looking at this is the best way to do this. So yeah, that marker there is perfect. You kind of just know that this is working properly. Because yeah, that looked completely correct. So I'm going to keep that. The teeth are colliding in this, like I said, but it's not going to be colliding in real life. So now I'm going to adjust this one. Okay, we'll do 1, and then we'll do 2 on here actually, because this is going to automatically divide itself into 2 trays like it just did right there, based on the settings that I have set. So here we go. So here we have our first movements that I'm going to implement into my aligners. We have the first movement and the second movement. And see, I'm only going to print the first one just to see how it does. And I'm going to have the previous tray on standby just in case I need to move back for any reason. This is pretty minor, so I probably won't need to move back at all. But perfect. So now I'm going to do some movement on this tooth. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it is also tipped outwards kind of diagonally like this. So let me rotate this inwards a little bit. Hold on a minute. Yeah, I'm literally going to do it like that, and then I'm going to go left, right. I'm going to go in. So I'm going to go in 0.2 on this one. I'm going to go in 0.1 on this one, actually. I'm going to be careful with that one. And then on this one, I'm going to go in 0.1 as well. So in 0.1 right there. And then we're not going to tip it at all. I'm going to leave that one. And that's all the adjustment that I'm going to be doing for right now. I want to see how this affects the teeth, and I want to see how this goes. So this is another thing that you can't do with your orthodontist. I'm going to be able to look at this live every day in the mirror, and I'm going to understand what I'm looking at. When you're going to the orthodontist and getting a treatment plan from them, you don't know what he's planning on doing. He doesn't discuss this in person with you for an in-depth length of time. So this is why I'm able to streamline my treatment like this. Already looking at the front teeth here, this is looking more aesthetic than beforehand. When I had it like this smile looks weird. The front teeth are too wide, they're taking up too much, and this wouldn't really make any sense. So this wasn't really designed the best, but until I really learn how to fully do orthodontic 3D teeth movement like this, I can't complain. He gave me a good product and it was worth it. I'm now learning myself a little bit more about this specifically, so that's interesting. So yeah, but this is simple stuff here that I'm doing. Once I get another scan, we'll see if I decide to get a dental software or not that allows me to do clear aligners. I'm not sure yet. I've been thinking about that, thinking about if I should go to the ortho guy again or if I shouldn't go to an orthodontist again and find one to do this. But yeah, so I like that so far. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to 3D print both of these 2 steps here. So we got 1 and 2. I'm going to print out the first step here, and if the first step goes well, I'm going to print the second one, and then I'm going to add more refinements afterwards. So yeah, that's my plan for my teeth. Look out for future videos and uploads. I will be posting my progress and stuff. So here's a view from another angle here of what I just did. Just some very simple stuff. Just some rotation here, some rotation here, and we're gonna come back and see how this looks. This is looking a little bit weird, but we're just gonna go with it for now. Yeah, we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna go with it for now. Yeah, it's fine for now because I'm just gonna do this one and then I'm gonna try it and then we're gonna see what we get afterwards. But I'm really liking how this looks right now. It's really simple and it's gonna tell me exactly what is gonna happen when I start doing this. So that's what I'm going to be doing on this right now. I'm going to post more videos when I have updates on it, progress and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing for my treatment. If you want to stay up to date with my treatment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be posting my progress and updates and stuff. So my teeth have moved a good amount so far. I'm pretty happy with it. Everything's going smoothly. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. My website is in the description. It's the first link, lukeslooksmaxlab.com. You can visit the site, read the about page, see my transformation, click on the one-on-one chat page and schedule a call if you'd like. We can go over your case and I can tell you exactly what I think you should do for any surgeries that you have in mind. And we can streamline it and plan it out together. So anyways, thanks for watching and enjoy. More to come soon. Links in the description to my website, lukeslooksmaxlab.com.